We had a blockbuster trade today, as you can see, between the Rams and the Browns involving Myles Garrett, Jared Verse, a bunch of picks. So much so that Myles Garrett is deciding to waive his no-trade clause, of course, to be traded to the team with probably the best Super Bowl odds after today. And of course, multiple picks were involved, including the Rams first rounder next year, which we'll get into in a little bit. Now, a trade of this magnitude, some of the bigger trades that we've seen this offseason, you're always trying to look at things from both sides. And starting with the Rams, this is undeniably the best roster in the NFL. This is a roster that should be primed for a Super Bowl run. Matt Stafford is coming back. This defense has been totally revamped. If they beat the Seahawks last year in the NFC Championship game, they probably win the Super Bowl as it is. So this team is really ready to pick up where they left off. This is truly a team with very, very few holes. Obviously, Braden Fisk and Kanata Mumfield, as you can see by the PFF grades. But truthfully, I think Fisk is better than that PFF grade represents. But yeah, Kanata Mumfield, the Rams really need more of a true wide receiver 3, which is probably going to come in the form of the tight end, honestly. Now, as for the player the Rams are getting, there's really not much I need to say about him that hasn't already been said, that hasn't been witnessed by who he is on film, on the field, as a player. And the reason he had so many pressures when doubled or chipped is because he was doubled and chipped a lot, so he had more opportunities to secure some of those pressures while he was doubled and chipped. But if you look at this defensive line, this Rams defensive line is very, very talented across the board. The interior is very strong. It's going to pair well with guys like Byron Young and those interior names you see above. So it's going to open up even more opportunities for this Rams defensive line to pin their ears back, get after the quarterback, make plays in both phases. And even contractually, it's different than when you're trading for a big name player where you're going to have to give them a new contract, setting the team up for some success when Ty Simpson does eventually become that starting quarterback. Now, as for Simpson and those first round picks, this is a move we have seen from the Rams time and time again. They're not immune to getting rid of those first round picks for those bona fide players. Now, for the Browns, I really like this move as well. If you're looking at it from a value standpoint, they're going to get one first round pick next year and essentially the value of a first round pick with Jared Verse, because guys like him, they just truly don't get dealt very often like that, and he is really worth a first round pick, if not maybe multiple first round picks or a first round pick and a second. There is great value there. And even just looking at the difference between Jared Verse and Micah Parsons, obviously different players, but when you're looking at it through the lens of value and worth, especially in the context of a trade like that, they too are getting great value. Now, whether they do choose to pay Jared Verse when it is time to pay him, obviously that's a different discussion. But as we look at it through the lens of both teams and their future goals, this is a great move for both sides.